Hello, my name is Sue,
I'm Chuck.
and welcome to another episode of
You Kill My Master.
So, today we are going to introduce you to something different. We've been reviewing a lot of traditional kung fu movies with punching and kicking. So, today we're going to introduce you to a genre, swordplay, and what I call fantasy kung fu, right? This is where, they have light skills where someone could jump high, or they could run on water, or they have chi where they use their chi and burst out a shoot of energy, kind of like superhero movies before heroes. So today we're looking at a movie called Swordsman II from 1992. So this is a sequel to Swordsman, a movie by Tsai Hark, the famous Hong Kong director, and Samuel Hui, who's a canto pop superstar in Hong Kong. Um, when they first did the movie with Samuel Hui, I was like, Samuel Hui, he's a canto pop singer. How good can it be? I like the original Swordsman, but it was a little bit irrelevant, and it was mostly using swordplay. So this was the sequel to it, and they basically changed the whole cast, except for Blue Phoenix, who was played by Fanny Yun, who you might recall from Pedicab Driver.
Mm-hmm.
So she's
That's
the
right.
only one that they kept. All the other cast they replaced. So Samuel Hui went away, and in his place they got Jet Li. So Swordsman 2 is based on a novel by famous Chinese martial arts author, novelist Louis Cha, whose pen name was Jin Yong. And with Jin Yong, most of the novels that he wrote has become classics. So if you go to Hong Kong, Taiwan, mainland China, a lot of Chinese speaking countries, every couple of years there is going to be a new movie or a new miniseries based on one of his novels. And a lot of the kung fu styles that you hear in movies now, it was made popular or famous by Jin Yong in his novels, like the Tendon Manual from Shaolin, right?
Yeah.
Or the Golden Bell, where no swords or spears can hurt you. That's Jin Yong. Or the Nine Sun Manual, the Nine Yin Manual. These were all creations,
Yeah.
of Jin Yong. So basically, the plot of Swordsman 2, it's about Ling, who was played by Jet Li, and his adventures. And he and his fellow students from the Manhwa, School of Swords play, wanted to go into seclusion and live a carefree life away from the martial arts world with their kung fu sister. And along the way, they get involved with the Sun Moon sect and helping the old master who was disposed by Dongfang Bubai, and they wanted to help him get the sect back. So I think this movie introduced a character which is very popular in Chinese culture, Dongfang Bubai. And in the movie, I think they call it Asia Invincible,
Mm-hmm.
which is not truly accurate. It's really Invincible East. So that's his name, literally, if you translate it. And he usurped the clanship from the old master, and he became the new master. And basically, he was able to get his hands on a kung fu manual, the Sacred Scroll, the Sunflower Manual. And if you learn it, you're supposed to get supernatural powers. And everybody wanted the Sunflower Manual. So the funny thing about it is that to learn the Sunflower Manual, one of the prerequisites is you got to castrate yourself if you're a man. You know, I mean, I know. Well, Chuck, you wanted to study that.
No.
What's your experience?
No, I did not.
No, seriously. So this character is actually pretty, in Chinese popular culture, is synonymous with homosexuality and LGBTQ sexual orientation. So they had a Taiwan actress, Brigitte Lin, play uh, Asia Invincible. Before Bridget Lin played this role in previous adaptation, they usually would have a man, an actor play it, and he would just act effeminate. And I saw a version of it with Shaw Brothers, The Proud Youth, which I thought the character representation was just like it's just a guy trying to act effeminate and act like a girl, and I thought it was actually stupid. So in this movie, instead of hiring an actor to play it, they had Brigitte Lin play it. Now Brigitte Lin started out as a actress in Taiwan, and she started out making all these love story romance movies. And as a kid, I only wanted to go see kung fu fighting movies. Sometimes if there's no playing, my mom would drag me to one of these like Taiwan love stories, and I used to hate it. So I always like, Bridget Lin. I didn't hate her. I didn't really love her. I just But then in the 90s, she went to Hong Kong and she started making comedies and dramas and martial art movies. And I have to say, I just thought that she was great in this movie. It's not a traditional like punching and kicking, right? It's chi. So it's like their kung fu fighting would be like if some guy charged you, you would just throw your palm and the chi would hit them. Like she studied the sunflower, manual. So her skill is using needles and using her chi to basically that becomes a deadly weapon. I just thought she has so much like charisma as she's like fighting and she's just like waving her hand and a palm would like go out. So I love that aspect of it, and I found a newfound respect for Bridget Lin. I like the movie because I'm into that whole genre with swordplay and the martial art world and all these specialized, kung fu styles that is almost seems supernatural. And but you know what? If you could buy Marvel superhero, DC superhero,
True,
this was
yeah.
before them, right? If you believe, hey, this guy could fly, then you should be able to believe that someone studied, chi and able to hit somebody with their palm and from 10 feet away and hurt them or kill them. So I liked it. So what did you think?
I don't know. This movie has a lot of things in it, a whole lot. Like there's flying. These characters are flying in the air. I mean, maybe they're just doing long leaps, but no, they're literally flying. And then you see snakes coming out of people, or like the conjuring snakes. It's really bizarre. And there's even ninjas. Okay, this is already a big mix. You have ninjas in there, and then of course there's the Asia Invincible Asia East or whatever she is or he is, and you're just kind of confused. And that's the one thing about this movie is if you're a non-Asian and you come upon this movie and you watch it, I think you're going to be confused. You're just going to go, wait, why is he speaking such a low voice before and now he's a high voice? And even in the dub version, I thought it was confusing. I'm like, what's going on? And then the different sects, you're just going to be confused. Like, I think there's like four of them. I don't know how many there were, but it seemed like that. Well, if there was less than four, it's because, like I said, it's a confusing movie, and it's not something that I could say that I recommend because I watched it again and I still didn't like it that much. It's just because it's very fantastical, and you're kind of like, if you don't understand the lore, you'll be lost. I think that's just my opinion.
I don't know if that's necessarily true because I remember seeing a sequel to this movie. Yes. Um, and I saw it in, they were having like a Asian film festival review, and I saw it in, the crowd was, I would say, like half Asian and half non Asian.
Really?
Everyone loved the movie, even though the
Wow.
flying piece. So look, my thing is like if you're able to suspend belief and said, "Oh, there's a person who could fly into space and knock out an asteroid and fly back, to Earth," this is not even a guy flying into, space. So if you could buy superheroes, then this is just another form of superheroes. But like I said, I saw it in the movie theater with non-Asian audience, and they were like having a hoot. It's not meant to be taken so seriously. It's meant to be fun. And to your point, I actually watched the movie again, and I understand what you're saying. And I didn't catch it the first time I saw it, but I caught it the second time I saw it. It's like what you were talking about, like Asia Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
When you first meet the character, he is still learning the sunflower manual, and he was still kind of like identified as a man. So that's why his voice is a little bit deeper, and he's still dressed as a man. But as he continues throughout the film, you're right, his voice becomes more feminine. And at the end of the movie, she identifies as a transgender woman.
So wait, my question is, did was he actually castrated, or did his body transform
No,
from a
he
man
he
to a
he
woman?
he castrated
See, I
himself.
didn't get that at all. To me, it was like, wait, he's a man, then he's a woman. What happened in between?
Yeah. So I if you watch it again, it will say
It
it.
will say
It,
it
it was
there.
very subtle because like where he says it is when the old sect master said
Hmm.
to his daughter, he's like, "Oh, say hello to your uncle or your
Oh,
auntie because you have to sacrifice yourself." So it was a little bit
oh, I
subtle,
see, I see.
but he does say it in the dub version. I think but in the Chinese version they make it that he
It's
has to
clear.
castrate himself.
Oh,
So that's what you have to look forward to if you want to study, the Sunflower
yeah,
Manual.
no, no, no.
But if that's why you like, why does he? But at the end of the movie, she transfers to a woman and
Yeah,
she
fully.
self-identifies as a woman,
Right.
right? And after this movie was made, any movies based on this novel, and the original novel is called the Proud and Wandering Youth, that Asia Invincible character moving forward,
Hmm.
since Brigitte Lin played it, it's always done by women. They
By
didn't have
women.
any men
That's
playing
interesting.
it. So I like it. I think it's very stylish, and but if you think of it as a superhero movie, I think you'll have fun with it. But I would suggest that you could find it. It's out there in different platforms that you could watch. But I liked it, so if I would recommend that if you can get a chance to see it, go catch it.
Yeah, maybe a half star. I'll give it. I don't know. Maybe it just didn't. It wasn't my type of movie. That's all.
Well, when you study the Sunflower Manual, then you might change your perspective. Okay.
No, there's certain parts of me I want to keep right where they are.
All right. So until next time.
Have a good one.